Your time is up. Majority Whip.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I also want to contribute to this very important motion or discussion about the President's speech. And Honorable Speaker, I listened keenly from the point the President started addressing to the last. And I was taking notes, which are with me here. And I noticed a bit of some confusion with Honorable Renee Mayaka when the President was reading. She was asking the colleague seated next that why is he not reading today? Because she did not see she did not see the President looking down, of course. But I want to tell her that, of course, the President has everything about this country in the head, so he wasn't reading. You are right. He wasn't reading at that point. But, Honorable Speaker, there are so many things that we promised people when we were campaigning. We told people about the housing. That is one of the agendas. We told people about food security. We told people about markets, and we also told the hustlers that we'll be having hustler funds. What the President did is to give an highlight of what he's been able to do in the past 1 year and the preparations that he set to achieve the other promises that he made while campaigning. He talked about the food security, and when he talked on food security, Honorable Speaker, he said that we need to encourage people to move, or rather to push on production, food production, rather than giving people food or aid. And that is why he talked about the subsidy, the success story about the subsidy fertilizer that we all know, that has gone across the country, that has been distributed all over, including my place. He gave us a report. He talked about the reduction of that pricing, which was about 7,000 in the previous regime, and has reduced to 2,500 shillings. That shows clearly that in another 2 months or so, then the yield will be so high and it will have given us the food security that we so need. That is a success story. He talked about 2 or 3 stories that were given by people who have enjoyed the success story of the Hustler Fund. Talked about a gentleman from Mombasa and a gentleman from Kisii that he made calls to, and different places in this country. Honorable Speaker, that is a promise that has been fulfilled. It is what we promised people, and it's what he promised people during the campaigns. We have seen it working. He also talked about the unit, the housing units. It's a promise that we made. We are doing 46,000 units as a coalition in the Kenya Kwanza. He gave a record on that. He gave a status on where they are, how far we have reached in terms of those houses, and examples of the units that are almost done. In fact, that very morning before he came to give up the address, he was in Ruiru for such, with practicality. He displayed the practicality of the housing units that are being done. And that is exactly what we are discussing, Honorable Speaker. That what we promised is not only many of the things that we promised people as when we were campaigning as the coalition, we've achieved close to about 50% of them. And that is the record he was showing, that the other percentage will be achieved in the subsequent years. He also talked about the hiring of teachers, that it is in this regime that we've hired more than 50,000 teachers. Actually, to be specific, 56,000 teachers. At a go. It has never happened. At a go. We all live in this country and we saw that. We've been seeing that happening. That is a success story. The issues to do with the public sugar mills, the issues of trying to help them recover their debts, or rather mitigate their debts so that they can be able to come back to normalcy and continue with business. He talked about that. It is a success story. So, Honorable Speaker, there are so many things that will very positive things, including also the judiciary, the independence of the judiciary, that we've now empowered the judiciary with more funding so that they can be able to make decisions without really depending on the executive entirely. So, Honorable Speaker, I think I have not had a very good presidential speech before, and I think this was the best so far, because we are used to speeches that really are just stories, but this one, Honorable Speaker, was...
Honorable Mayaka, you'll get the next chance. Maybe you'll confirm what the Chief Whip has said.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker,